budget to the other sectors, if the government give the budget to the education, elementary education, and where they said compulsory education to the age of the 14 years, not only the 14 years, after that also the government should have to come to the rescue of those people, those who are marginalized, or those who economically could not have the money to join in the higher learning institutions or the universities. Of course, the government should have to come to the rescue in addition to that one, and there would be a clear-cut demarcation would be there for the private or corporate colleges. This much fees only be fixed. Amount of that fixed, sometimes the people, those who are educationally backward or economically backward, they can apply for the scholarship. Yes, they can tap the scholarship from there. For instance, you can take my father is only a Mukhaddam. Mukhaddam means a supervisor on the labor. And he cannot afford to pay all the fees to me. So I got the income certificate. Then I told that I'm economically poor. And hence, most of the education, higher education there in the Osmania University. And I got the scholarship. And I got the free, my food, my pocket money, plus my education. That I did it in that manner. So I'm very much indebted to the government of India and who has spent the money, and keeping that view, I would like to serve without taking any NP, money from the people. My all services is free of cost, because I told you that slogan, Anni Danam Lakanna Vidya Danam Minna. In all arms, the education arm is at zenith. I repeat, in all arms, the education arm is at the zenith. So that is my slogan. So the government should have to come forward to see that the child would be educated, because today's child is going to be a backbone of tomorrow nation. And if the child is be educated, the government GDP will be increased and economic efficiency would be increased. Just like I told in my discussion or in my deliberation, you don't give him a fish. I repeat, you don't give him a fish, but teach him how to fish, and then he can have his own livelihood. So you should have to come forward, and many philanthropists also there, they will give the free education. They take the nominal charges and they will educate the students, because they say that, yes, it is one of the alms giving. In addition to that, government also gives a subsidy, a relaxation for the tax. Exemption for the tax also, if you spend it for the education and charitable purposes. So this is the thing which I do have in my mind, and I would like to share the thing to you. Still we do have, now 10:48 is there, still we do have time. Please, if anyone wants to ask anything, you can ask it. And meanwhile, while I was giving the answer, even I am sharing my screen so that you could also see the importance of the education and how much I collected. For instance, if you take this one, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. That's Nelson Mandela said in that way. And education makes a people easy to lead, but difficult to drive, easy to govern, but impossible to enslave. If a person who is uneducated, you cannot make him fool, because he knows what is what and what is right and what is wrong. And the purpose of the learning is growth. I already made earlier. And our minds, unlike our bodies, can continue growing as we are continue to live. That is Mortimer Adler has said in that way. The education is the key that unlocks the golden door to freedom. So golden door of the freedom could be unlocked by the education. If you are not educated, I believe that it will not be worthwhile, because one of the quotation which I already made it very much clear, that the Tibetan quotation is, if a schoolboy doesn't have the education, is like a bird doesn't have the wing. I already made it this statement or quotation. The principal goal of education in the school should be creating men and women who are capable of doing new things, not simply repeating what other generations have done. See, what the other generations have done, not create a new thing, innovations. You make it out. That is why school, there is a science fair is there. People given the liberty to prepare any experiment on a scientific way. So that give the chance to them to have the innovative idea. So education, what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. So today's quote is that education is what remains after one has forgotten. So what is left over there, forget from me, what one has learned in the school. So whatever that you learned in the school, try to make it out. And another more also saying is there, a wise man learn from the mistakes of others, but unwise will learn from mistake of herself or himself. So be a wise man, try to learn the mistake from others so that you could have a beautiful and a blossoming life in your future. So what makes a child gifted and talented have not always be good grades. It is not the grades which will count. I repeat, it is not the good grades in school, but a different way to looking at the world and learning. To be frank, to be transparent, I never get first class from my childhood. I repeat, I never get first class from the childhood, either in the 10th or in the intermediate or in the BSc degree or in the LLB or in the LLM. Of course, there is no such a first class, second class would be there for the PhD. Sir, but how did you get? I got the higher second class. That is more than 55% would be there. Then you are eligible for the a lecturer. At the time, there is no such a continuity with their SLET net, but later on it has come. But as soon as I joined there, I tried to complete my PhD. Even I did not qualify in the SLET. I did not qualify in the UGC net, but still I feel I'm happy. I could do so as the people of SLET and people of net, they are doing. Because those tests are memorized one and people score more, but I am a man, not the memorized one. I'm a man of the reasoning. I have applied the reason. And to see that a Socrates method of it, there is a, how many W's, how many and heads are there? One H, how many W's? Is it 5 or 6? Why, when, where, whom, and how? So a Socrates method of learning that I would like to make it out, and hence I did not score in my life the first class. If I heard any person got the first class, I feel very much happy because I did not get the first class in my entire life. It is not the grades. What makes a child gifted and talented may not always be good grades in school, but a different way of looking at the world and learning. So I belong to the second category of the person where different way of looking at the world and our learning would be there. To my surprise, you know that I studied my BSc Mathematics, Physics, Chemistry in Telugu medium because I am from the state of Telangana. Of course, earlier it was the state of Andhra Pradesh, but later on it became a state of Telangana, and I studied from the kindergarten, either you can say 1 to 10 Telugu medium, intermediate Telugu medium, and degree Telugu medium. But when I switched out of the law, it will be the English medium because I have the great mania in the learning the language, irrespective of what language it is. And that is the reason that I saluted you with the different languages. I say, Kamallahi, Kamallaha, Havariza Subi, and these are the languages of the other country where I worked. Kamallaha for the male, Kamallahi for the female in Eritrea, that is the Tigrinya language. Havariza Subi is the Swahili language which I learned in the Tanzania. And now, I worked less in India, but I worked more in Tanzania. I mean, East Africa. That's why sometimes I will say my second motherland is East Africa, that is Tanzania. The reason is I know here the entire Tanzania universities where I taught as a adjunct professor or an examiner or moderator or one of the board member in the Viva Voce for the masters as well as the doctorate thesis. And still we do have the 5 minutes in our hand. And if anybody wants to ask anything, they can ask me. If not, I can go through my quotations, which I said, the importance of the education. Education breeds confidence. I repeat, education breeds confidence. Confidence breeds hope. Hope breeds peace. So beautiful. So try to motivate yourself with such a quotation, and you will keep such a quotation for the motivational factors in your house. Is, madam, still video how the my turn is not over. IT expert, please mute is till the time is 10:56, 4 minutes in my hand. Okay. Principal madam, education is not preparation for life. It is education is life itself. So in that entire life that you will learn it, a good teacher is a good learner till his death. And the aim of education is the knowledge, not of the facts, but the values. So that is the importance. Education is the vaccine of violence. Edward James Holmes say. Now the pandemic is there. So education is the vaccine of violence. So education is one thing no one can take away from you. No one can steal from you. And it will be disappeared when you disappear from the life. Is it clear? Yes, Principal Madam.
Yes, sir.
Now I'll switch over to you, and now you can want to say anything. But anyway, that I am very much thankful to the management. But I also failed my duty if I did not say Professor Dr. Sri Lata, who was your co-mate at the Savitra College. Now she is a later joined the ICFI, but now she is the acting dean in Vaksan University, Hyderabad. And it is she who is connected to you, and you gave the such a slot to me where I want to expose to the students. Even I can deliver something. I don't know how far that will be useful to them, but I tried my level best to show in the picture form, both audio and visual form to your students. I'm sure that your technician might have recorded it. Suppose if it is recorded, please send in the YouTube the link. IT persons, are you